Yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with The Silent, a podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that loving for this. Let's get straight into it. The standard in women's boxing. The standard in women's boxing today, 2025, the standard in women's boxing has been challenged. The likes of Alycia Baumgardner, through a couple of interviews, stated that she is the standard. She is what it means to be a female fighter in today's standards. As we're walking up on the Claressa Shields fight coming up, heavyweight, undisputed, I feel like we have no choice but to discuss this. What does that mean? The standard in women's boxing. Alycia got her work done. She beat who she needed to beat. She walked in on July 11th on the undercard of Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, or should I say Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano fight card, and did what she needed to do and got a nice decision victory. We've seen what Claressa Shields has been able to do, jump to multiple weight classes and undisputed. 3-time undisputed. The GOAT, as she says. Katie Taylor beat the likes of Amanda Serrano 3 times. Also undisputed. The standard in female fighting. Let's get into it. To us, when you say there's a standard, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best, right? Standard sometimes means what it means. It's a standard. It's the policy. It's the line. I set the trend. I set what it means to be great in the sport or great at the career, great at the program. What does that mean? You walk into any regular job. There are guidelines, rules, and there's also the thing called standards. You dress a certain way. You look a certain way. You walk a certain way. If you want to meet the standards of the company or corporation that you're working for, you follow the standards. Then you follow the guidelines and the rules and so forth. So let's break that down. Standards. That means you're saying you are the quintessential meaning of a female fighter, female boxer. And as we're walking into, it's Claressa Shields fight week, I'm like, okay, I'm an Alycia Baumgardner fan. I think I understand what she's saying. But as an Alycia Baumgardner fan, I have no choice but to ask a few questions to make sure that I understand that I'm not glazing, as some people say, or not fanboying, as some people say, because I am an Alycia Baumgardner fan. I think she is one of the best female fighters out there. I think she's got the mouthpiece. I think she's got the look, the skill set, you name it, to carry the sport and be one of the biggest fighters to walk out of female boxing. But I also think the same thing about Claressa Shields, and I also think the same thing now about Katie Taylor, that she's walked out. There's some other female fighters that are making their way out. There's got a couple UK fighters. I believe Pierce is one. We'll be doing a breakdown on her. You've got a lot of names out there that are making headway. But the standard, okay. To me, to be the standard in female fighting, and I'm going to remove this because I already hear it coming back. Oh, you're a man. What do you know about female fighting and so forth? We're all on the same playing field. I'm going to say when it comes to the standard of just being a fighter, the standard of being a professional, to be that, then yes, I think to be the standard in female or male fighting, then you have to have a few things. Number one, you have to have skills. Skills pay the bills. We all know that. Skills pay the bills. Number two, you got to have some looks. Unfortunately, I know that sounds bad, but yeah, you got to have some looks. Now, different strokes for different folks. I'm not saying you got to be a world beater in looks. I'm just going to say you have to have a part. You got to have a style. You got to be confident in your look. Whether you're ugly to the next person or not, it doesn't matter to me. But how you walk in that ring with confidence, how you style yourself, and approach the bench, approach the promotions, approach the interviews, how you look, that right there is what I mean by the look. There's plenty male fighters out there that I'm sure females would say aren't it. But for whatever reason, there are it by the way they style themselves, walk, and talk, if you get what I'm saying. And the same thing can go for female fighting. So after you got the skill set, the styles, the look, you got to have the promotional mouthpiece. You got to be able to talk that game. Take a page out of Floyd Money Mayweather's book. Talk the talk, promoted themselves well, carried themselves well, whether they were the good person or the bad person. You got to have that to become a standard. You got to become what they say is a character in the sport. And then last off, but just as important as anything we just named, and I'm not giving percentages to anything I just named above, but you got to have these things. Well, you got to have a career. You have to have done something. You have to have put on shows. Now, if I was weighing anything to be important, I would say it's the last thing I just said is the most important. You have to have put on shows for the fight fans. You have had to take on the names that the fight fans recognize. You, even if it wasn't the names, you had to give them something to remember. Whether you knocked the person out or not, you had to give them a show, give them something to look back on and says, that man, that woman gave me a memory. The way they fought their opponent, whether they knocked them out, beat them down or not, I will always remember that in this special time and moment. We're here for a good time. We're just a blip out here, and this little blip that we've got in this time frame that we got in this era that we got, all the fans want is a memory to take with them. That's why that's most important. You combine these four things that we just said, then you got the standard. Now let's talk about the standard in female boxing then. I think Alycia Baumgardner checks off a few things. Definitely got the mouthpiece, sorry. Definitely has the looks. And definitely has some skills. She's knocked out a few women, and that's been great. But I don't think we have that marquee. That's that moment I can remember. She's definitely memorable because of how she fights, skill set wise. She's definitely memorable because of how she talks, so eloquent and confident. But as far as looking back at the fights she's had, there's only about one that I can say I remember. Not, let me take that back. That sounds terrible. Not that I remember it, but that's like, that's that moment. Whether it was be undisputed or unified, you name it. You look at Katie Taylor. Doesn't promote herself well. Doesn't have that mouthpiece. But definitely has a memorable fight with Amanda Serrano. Now, is that it? Because she only fought one person? I don't know. But she definitely has at least that. Definitely has the skill set. So you combine that together and you got a little something. And then you got Claressa Shields. Skill set. Rememberable fights. As far as undisputing, especially early on. Right now, it's a little bit of a decline because now I can't name too many of the fighters she's been fighting. We'll break down their careers. The looks is there. The mouthpiece is there. You name it. Amanda Serrano, even all those categories, memorable fights, she doesn't have the big victory to claim it, right? You say the standard in fighting, the standard in female fighting that we're talking about today, in particular, is between Alycia and Claressa because that's who Alycia called out. Then I would have to say that the standard in women's boxing at this point would actually have to be between Claressa Shields and Katie Taylor. I love me some Alycia. Don't get me wrong. Favorite fight. I'm watching all her fights. But the accolades aren't there yet. The memorable fights aren't there yet. Her skill set is. She definitely got some pop, got some power. She can definitely talk the talk. But I'm just not sure the accolades and the memories yet match what she can be. I see the potential, but I'm not sure we're there yet. Women like Katie and definitely Claressa Shields, they have all of what Alycia has on top of the memorable fights, the nostalgia, the accolades. You combine what they have done with that, then that is the standard in fighting, period. The standard in any sport. You got to have the accolades to match it. You can be a nice face. You can be the most promotable. You can be the most controversial. You can be the good guy, the bad guy, the good girl, the bad girl. You can have the most skill sets you ever imagined, but without the accolades to back it up, without the memories that can be burned into the minds of your fans, then you're not there yet as a standard. And I say this as a big fan of Baumgardner. As we talked a little bit too long on this, I'm looking at the clock. We'll wrap this up. Standard in female fighting, standard in women's boxing to me is Katie Taylor and Claressa the Quote Shields. And I'll actually reverse it. I think it's Claressa the Quote Shields first and then Katie Taylor. Mainly because of the accolades, the achievements that Claressa has had. Simple. Katie Taylor's wrapped up a trilogy with Amanda Serrano. I'm interested to see where she's going to go. Can we make some more memories? Make a few more things happen? But that to me is a standard. Not saying they're the best, although I do believe Claressa Shields by skill set is the best female fighter out there. She will beat all these women. None of them can touch her at this point, especially based on her size now. I mean, she's at heavyweight doing what she needs to do. She can go up and down in weight. She's been proving this. I'm not sure what else this fighter, this woman has to do to prove that she's got the skills to pay the bills, the mouthpiece to back it up, and more importantly, the memories and accolades to solidify and document this. But she's got it. One of the best to do it. Katie Taylor's right there. And we got a few more right on the heels. We got a lot. There's a lot of competition out there, but you asked for the standard, and I think that's it. It's between Claressa Shields, then Katie Taylor. They set the trend. They set the standard. You got to have accolades. You got to have the mouthpiece. You got to have skills. You got to back it up with the way that you're moving in the sport of boxing. That is the standard. That is what you should follow. Then you follow the policies, guidelines, rules, you name it, and make it your own and build it your own career. That's how you get there. Anyways, man, we talk way too long on this. It's your boy Cash Road Sunday Podcast. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love. Until the next time. Peace.